In this video, it's about showing how to create a shape in the cutting software to cut. The shape can be inside the table size, but it can be over range of the cutting hand 1 or cutting hand 2, because this machine has 2 cutting hands. Cutting hand 2 will cut this top dot line to the very bottom. Laser 1 will cut from the top line to the bottom red dot line in this area, so that won't go over each space, each docking position. Then this black layer, or we can choose the blue layer, because each layer means one power settings and speed setting we saved before. For example, this is blue layer. We are using the 100 to 400 cutting speed, depends on if the cutting through the fabric. Still depends on the material. If 400 speed can cut through, we can use it. And the cutting power, we can click the selection, click the default on. So one number for the min, one number for the max will affect to all your cutting hands. So min power, for example, this machine minimum is 10, maximum is 11. That means the laser gonna just a mark line on your fabric. Then we can up to 20 to 25, something like this for very thin fabric. We leave 5% range between corner to the line. 20 means the corner, 25 means the line. So when it goes corner, it gets slower a little bit, so it have 5% less. If you have something difficult to cut, we want to use the max power of the laser. So we can use the maximum as 85, minimum as 80, or as 75. Depends on if its corner is clean cut or a little burn mark. If burn mark, we can leave the min power less, 10% or 11 or 15%. That's for the corner. So now we can click the OK. Now this layer, one more thing. This layer is by the cutting layer. And we leave the cutting speed, acceleration, and the power, click OK. So now we just one more thing to confirm. In the setting, parameter settings, we can have the advanced parameters. We don't choose divide cutting because that's for oversize of the table file. This is not. Then we can click the get the offset distance between laser 1 and laser 2. That's important. The software gonna intelligent separate the cutting paths to each laser hand. If I choose break enable, the pattern in the middle will be separate to 2 parts by laser 1 and laser 2 to cut. If I don't choose the break enable like this, if the pattern is smaller than the one cutting hand reached area, it won't separate. We'll keep the one full pattern cutting finished by single laser 2 or single laser 1. Then I click OK. Input password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I don't want to save this change, or I don't know what you're doing, just click cancel and click cancel. Just original setting to cut. Now I make sure this is the perfect settings we need. So I click OK by the password. Okay. Then in the path, we make sure 2 platforms, A and B, selected. Then objects start from upper right. Working direction, choose the right first or down first. Down first means lower area pattern will cut first because we are feeding from the top to the bottom. Like this is behind, this is front, the collector side. That's the feeder side. Now we choose these settings, make sure it's good. Then also process by layer. That means if you have more layers, you're gonna process by layer order. If you have layer difference, for example, I choose this one as black. I can click, first one is called up. I can cut the black layer first. We can keep the same settings or different settings for the different layers. Then I can cut the blue. In the past, we'll cut black layer first, cut blue layer next. I keep 2 gantries working together mode first. That's important because we already have two entries to cut. Then we click the download. In the download, we have the file name. The file name is better less than 7 letters. And we start by the software mode or immediate mode. Software mode is the most common use because we can fully cut the pieces as the software showing on the location. If I want to shift the location, I can shift the software locations to make the cutting hand move to left, move to up to cut on a different position. If I choose immediate mode, this position will only affect on between patterns. Then we can move the cutting hand to the very top, very right, very top. If I click start immediate mode, this corner will be on the very back of the machine. It means where the laser hand stopping on the left or right will start as the right top cutting position, then go left, go down, and finish all 3 pieces like this. That's more easily if you put fabric more close to the right, more close to the left. We just move the laser one a little left, a little right, just inside the fabric, it will start cut. But we don't move the laser one lower too much. If lower too much, maybe the bottom line is already over the frame. It's gonna show you the over the beyond the working area. Then we move the laser one back a little bit more to see start, to click start to see if it works. If not work, we go back a little bit more. So that's the immediate working mode. It would like priority by the laser one stopping as the right top of the process file. Now we go back to the start software mode. Then ducking mode, we choose the start mode, we don't change. And for the feeding mode, when the close means we cut these 3 pieces finished, the belt won't fade, will stay. If I click start again, it will cutting on the same position again. If I choose fade, because the machine has the conveyor belt feed from back to the front, I click the advanced. We have to choose after processing or before processing. Most common is after processing. Then I click, we have chance to click the smart fading or auto fading. Let me show you. Smart fading means automatic fade the distance from the top pattern line to the bottom pattern line. We fade this distance. We don't need to input the real distance. We don't know. We just software will automatic fade the distance. If I click start again, we cut another copy just behind this cutting area and repeat the second time on the rest of fabric. We can repeat a couple times directly on the same fabric by the auto fading distance. If I choose auto fading, I need to input the distance to feed. For example, I want to put 1000 millimeter. It will feed 1000 millimeter. It's a custom feeding distance, but normally we don't use. That's only for, most of the time, only for test. I want to move this distance. Okay, so I go back to start feeding after processing, software mode, start mode, feeding mode, and download. When the download, we have to make sure the PC, the console is in the main screen. We don't go to any menu screen or go to file menu. Now we click OK. Load successfully means download good, and we can hear the beep sound 1 time. Then I click start from here or by the console. We start this piece by 2 hands. Laser 1 cut back, laser 2 cut front, and laser 2 cut this second piece. Laser 1 cut the top piece. Thanks for watching.